What up, it's your boy King Dow 225 coming at you with another reactionary video. So hit that like, subscribe, and become part of the kingdom. This is not a reactionary video. This is another edition of King Speaks. And King took a long time. I'm telling you, a long time. I ruminated on this for a minute, bro. Because this Deion Sanders shit went down almost a month ago. I kept my mouth shut. I soaked it in. Cause I fucks with Deion Sanders. I respect him, but I was truly disappointed. And then the commentary I heard from so many people like O'Shea Duke Jackson, and he said he went to HBCU, but it seems like nobody gets it. And and obviously, when Ed Reed does what he does, I love him too. He a Louisiana boy. You know I double love him. But him trying to shame and embarrass BCU, Bethune Cookman University, like that, bro, it just gets me to realize from all these commentary, all these reactionary videos, that people really don't get it or understand what the fuck is going on. How dope boys said in Boys in the Hood, they don't know, they don't show, they just don't care about what's going on in the hood. These two, Deion Sanders and Ed Reed, which I respect one more than the other. Ed Reed, of course, Louisiana guy. But these two went to PWIs, predominantly white institutions. Deion Sanders was blessed enough to go to Florida State, and Ed Reed was blessed enough to go to Miami. We're not gonna even talk about the shit that Miami used to get into, the negative shit that Miami used to get into back in the day. I ain't no black athlete when they was at them PWIs felt like they had to get on Instagram or in the newspaper and shame their university who's paying them under the table. No, no, no. They have no thoughts and no opinion on the lowly, poor HBCUs that they chose to ignore. Okay? And I thought about this for years. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'm from Scotland, North Baton Rouge. That's literally the yard, the front step, the front porch of Southern University. So, like, I have a different perspective. And I always had a dream, bro, when I was 18, 19. Like, I'm going to make enough money and I'm gonna elevate the SWAC into an equal of SEC. Because I'm an LSU Tiger fan and a Jaguar fan. But, like, I'm like, man, if we was to ever elevate the SWAC to equal to the SEC, man, the SWAC would dominate every damn football game they play because you would reestablish your connection to the real resource, the black athletes. At one point, these are the. I'm gonna tell you a story about the one time I got starstruck. One time I ever been starstruck in my life. I met buku rappers, actresses, actors. The only time I was a 19-year-old young man working at Burger King. Shout out Burger King on College Drive. Don't it ain't that no more. But they had a gentleman eating there, eating his dinner, eating his lunch, eating his Whopper with his wife, bro. And my sister-in-law at the time, my brother, baby mom, seen me and she like, Dal, just go speak, just go speak. I wasn't king back then. Everybody just called me Dal. Dal, just go speak, just go speak. Man, I couldn't go up there. But eventually I got the courage and I'm like, man, I'm sorry, Mr. Robinson. Yeah, Eddie Robinson, the Grambling head coach. All these rappers and superstars. I am starstruck by an old black man and his old white, because the magnitude of what he brought to the community, the NFL, the Hall of Fame players that he put in the NFL, bro, that impressed me more than any rap bar or any imaginary imagination you can portray on screen as an actress, like an actor. Like, man, I always have a love affair for the HBCU because it represents my community. And I always used to say this, man, y'all think getting a new coach or putting on a new field and it's gonna raise ticket sales. It's gonna get people to come there. The problem has always been the community. HBCs are a microcosm of the black community as a whole. If anybody ever noticed these, like if anybody ever noticed this, LSU, if I go to LSU campus and the surrounding The land surrounding the campus is thriving with people, businesses, commerce, money, economics, everything. But you go to the surrounding areas of majorities HBCU communities, it's usually poverty. Okay, but then these elite athletes and these people who think they know everything always want to blame. It's the same thing. And don't get me wrong, again, I am deeply immersed in the problems of the HBCU. I understand, okay? Every everybody who been through Southern campus had the same complaints, and I realized that damn near the complaints that the Southern University, students, alumni have, a lot of the HBCU alumni have. But here's the biggest problem, okay? Everybody always want to dump the issue on the less of us, the lesser of us. Like the poor people, y'all don't go to the games, y'all don't value it, y'all get, what about the administration? They always stealing. But no one ever, the Deion Sanderses, the Ed Reeds, let me tell you who the real hero at Jackson State. Not Deion Sanders, it was Travis Hunter, the 5-star athlete who decided to ignore all the PWIs, the Alabamas, the Florida States, the Miamis, the LSU, and go to Jackson State. That's the real superstar, not Deion Sanders. See, I'm less disappointed in Deion Sanders because he showed his colors throughout his career. You know what I'm saying? Must be the money. He was always about the money. He left $40 to Cowboys for the money. Cut the check. I have no issue with that. He told you from jump, I ain't gonna be. If the white man called me, I'm running. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna leave. And it's just weird to me. People don't get that. Would nobody give Deion Sanders a chance? Like there's no black community or black infrastructure like the white man's infrastructure. They was having a shit fit about Jeff Saturday, who had no coaching experience at all, getting hired immediately as the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. That happened this year. Deion Sanders had to grind through high school, prove himself. He finally get tapped on the shoulder by HBCU. Wasn't nobody looking at Deion Sanders. It was HBCU's that gave him an opportunity. It was Jackson State. And of course, he said, I had to do this, I had to do that. But you, Deion Sanders, now you recognize the disadvantage that these athletes have always been under because of the economic strain that the community around them, that their families come from. They do not have the luxury of going to get to the rich institutions and get pockets full of money under the table by boosters. Ain't no boosters here. And y'all keep blaming the less of us, but the alumni, they used to say at Southern, like if you want a good job, you can't stay here because most of the jobs are for LSU alumni. You have to go to Texas. Why, anybody ever notice why they have such a large population of Southern University alumni living in the state of Texas right now or Atlanta? Because you get a degree, you don't have jobs, you don't have opportunity. You have to go somewhere else to get jobs and opportunity. The alumni do not donate at the rate of which their white counterparts do. They got something called Tiger Athletic Foundation for LSU Tigers. Anytime they want a new stadium or a new section or something built, this fund, which is a group of alumni, you got to pay a membership fee. You got to, whatever they ask you to pay, you got to pay. Basically, the money is there to collect just in case LSU ever needs some structures built or they need some money for something. The institution does not pay for it. In fact, LSU has been known to give money back to the main institution from the athletic fund. That's how much money they generate by alumni constantly, always. But it's money on top of money, funds on top of funds, generational wealth on top of generational wealth. Okay, you go to LSU. It's a network. I'm going to give you a job. We're going to keep this money. And then when LSU needs something, we're going to donate. And then when they build it, they're going to up the ticket price. And they're going to charge licensing fees back to the fans. And then they're going to pay us our money back. The HBCUs don't have that kind of infrastructure because I say it again, this is a microcosm of the black community. They tell us all the time the only way you're going to succeed is you leave these niggas alone. Run from your community. Run from your people. That's why I'm upset with Deion Sanders. I'm more upset with, I'm a little less upset with Ed Reed because he just shamed. You never gonna make changes by trying to shame some old heads. And these administrators, these AGs are our mother's age. These are our mother generation. I would say, man, we gotta push them out if we're gonna really make real change. Because they stuck in their old status quo ways and we just gonna keep it the way it was because we profit. But so far too often, a black person will get successful and start tooting their nose up their own people where they come from because they believe what the lies that the non-FBA wants to take. You ain't gonna keep it. All the while, now FBA steal from me and jack you the whole time. They tell you you can't trust your people, you can't trust your community. So we don't put back into our communities. We run from them. We don't put up businesses in our community. We run from them. And then when y'all motherfucking Deion Sanders, Ed Reed, who didn't care when your ass was in college. You didn't give a fuck when you was playing, when you was donating millions to your institution. How the lowly HBCU'S, I mean, Keyshawn Johnson got on that stage, got on TV and said he never even heard of an HBCU. He from California. He went to USC. Like, how can we build anything, establish anything when you don't even give a fuck about your own shit? And then when you finally get an opportunity to do something, improve your own, you embarrass and shame and run off. Okay? This is what pisses me off. Look at all the communities around these HBCUs and tell me the same thing. If you don't see the same thing, I see poverty, shitty schools, no businesses. And all the elites and people with money just go make their money, say, fuck y'all, get it how you live, get it out the mud, don't build no businesses. But it's weird though. Y'all always be hollering niggas ain't shit, niggas just destructive, they don't do nothing. That's not what the white man do. Regardless if they hate each other. I might not like that white man now, but we still gonna, cause I need him to make my money right. Okay? We gonna build our community. We gonna do this, we gonna do that. I'm not gonna take my money and leave and expect that I'm gonna get something back in return. No! You don't abandon something you want to establish. Somebody, I like, man, Deion Sanders had he was on a trajectory to build a legacy that was going to make him a king amongst men and a king amongst black people, the community. Man, if Deion Sanders would have stayed there for 10 years and built this institution with a real juggernaut over extended period of time. Now I'm taking games against Nick Saban. I'm getting more and more 5-star recruits. Nice. It's bleeding off into the rest of the swag. Now they getting 5-star recruits. Now they getting more television time. Now they generating money to affect the community around them. Now they getting money to do this and do that. You complaining about poor people being poor. But you expect only the poor people to fix it. Not the rich. We can't rely on, like, we can't say, like, to, much is given, much is received, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't do that. We don't say, but isn't the job, the success of the well-to-do to give back and to build, not give away no motherfucking turkeys. No. I've said this on many of videos. There's too many black billionaires out here right now for not to have a Lil Wayne middle school or Jay-Z high school or Kanye West elementary. And them just rappers. LeBron James did it, but that's his school, but that's not really his school. I'm talking about like grocery stores around Southern University. They literally is designated a food desert. No grocery stores. You literally have to go across Baker, Zachary, like in the white neighborhoods to go to a real grocery store. They got buku dollar stores. Y'all, and they done convince y'all that you can't make no money. But all the Arabs and the Vietnamese and the dollar stores and all them making money though. All them making money in your community. But you can't see the forest for the trees. Y'all just sit there and critique. And don't get me wrong, the old establishment of our community are fucked up. Maybe they just didn't know no better. Maybe this is how they feel like they need to progress. I always said the only way we make progress, we got to get these aunties and uncles out the way. Not like off them, but I'm like, let's stand down, step down. We in charge now. This is how we gonna do it. I remember they had a rumor when I was in school, when I not in school when I was younger, that Bill Cosby, and I know y'all like Bill Cosby, offered Southern University $100 million. But the only caveat is I gotta see what you do with my money. They rejected him. And I even had a theory like the difference between white death and black death. Okay? Say you put a $10 million in front of a black man, okay? He is going to take, oh, it's $10 million. Oh, because it's just a mind state, the mind frame. You got to change the community and the mind frame if you're going to change our whole HBCUs and our community as whole. Like, you put $10 million in front of a black man, he going to try to take as much as he can as soon as possible. Next thing you know, people looking like, I gave you $10 million, ain't nothing but $5 million here. Where's the other $5 million? Bam, no more donations. But this is how white people steal. Okay, you get them $10 million. Now, don't get me wrong, this is just a theory. I ain't saying this right or wrong for y'all start judging me. This is how white people steal. You give him $10 million, he's gonna do right by the money. He's gonna spend the $10 million where it's supposed to go. But how he's gonna steal is he's gonna skim off the top over a period of time. He's gonna take money off the back end, the profit. He gonna make a way where ain't nobody gonna miss the profit. They gonna miss the initial investment. They gonna want to know where it went, where it come from. I want to know every receipt. But then when you start bleeding into the profit, and then the profits just start coming, people can't track it as much. But black people, I said this. I'm 42. I said this when I was like 20. But when black people steal, they can get on pocket. Just got to dig their hand and stick their pocket everywhere. The white man just okay. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna put it where it's supposed to be, so I can have proof. And this is where it went. See, that's where. But I ain't nobody looking at deception. I'm taking out the back door. But that's how I feel about the HBCUs. As I hear my grandkids getting loud in the background, I might have to cut this video. It is on 20 minutes. But that's how I always felt. Like, I'm disappointed, Deion Sanders, everybody who critiquing. Yeah, this has been a problem. You know it's a problem. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to abandon your community and just condemn them and criticize them from afar? I'm not saying you need to stay in your community, but I'm saying you need to, how can I help my community? Because again, it'll be these communities around that's impoverished, and you expect them to do the most when the best of us are always running off and abandoning us, always critiquing us, shitting on us. They been told y'all, and this is why I respect LeBron James so much. I say he is the greatest athlete off the court. Michael Jordan is the greatest athlete on the court because for the message has always been abandon yourself. Run from the people who got you here. Run from your community. They don't mean you no good. Fuck them niggas. They isolate your ass. But LeBron just said, fuck that. These my niggas, they rock with me. And he put faith and trust in them, and they got him wealthier faster, even though he was going to get wealthier. And not only that, they became wealthy. Uplift your community. That's how you uplift your community. That is the example of uplifting your community. Like, I don't feel comfortable if the niggas with me can't eat with me. Like, and I ain't feeling comfortable with feeding their niggas around me either. And that's what I got to say about that. Hit that like, subscribe, and become part of the kingdom.